Hello everybody, I'm Gina.
I'm Denny.
And this is In Cold Lit. So today's video is going to be a book to movie comparison over Still Alice
by Lisa Genova.
Yay! So the first few minutes of this video is going to be spoiler free, but then the rest of it will not. We will give you warning when it does become spoilery, so we will give you a warning. First, we're going to go over kind of our general thoughts about how the movie portrayed the book. So overall, I enjoyed the movie, but it wasn't fantastic.
Overall, I enjoyed the movie as well, and we heard so much hype from it from like the Golden Globes and the Academy Awards that Julianne Moore was nominated for. But it not necessarily something I would go to the theaters again and see. It was a good movie, but
Julianne Moore portrays Alice wonderfully.
Yeah.
She definitely deserves all the hype that she is getting and all the credit that she is getting, but as far as the movie goes, it doesn't really jump off the page like it should.
Yeah. Especially for those of you who have read Still Alice, you're expecting so much of the story to be in this movie, and don't get your hopes up.
A lot was left out.
A lot. And a lot of changes were made.
Which we'll get into in the spoiler section of this video. It was disappointing to say the least.
Yeah. I did like the chemistry between Julianne Moore and Alec Baldwin. They had a good portrayal of husband and wife.
I liked the cast. I'm not a big fan of Kristen Stewart, but I think it was perfectly cast that Kristen Stewart portrays the struggling actress.
The daughter who's trying to act.
And
we learned that she still cannot act.
So overall, I would recommend this movie.
I would definitely recommend it.
But I suggest reading the book beforehand.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like had we not read the book before going to go see it, a lot would be not necessarily confusing, but it wouldn't come across as well.
Yeah, I mean, we read the book beforehand, so we were expecting a lot more than what the movie gave.
So that's pretty much it.
So now, earmuffs.
Yeah, we're going to go into spoilers for the rest of this. So if you have not read Still Alice or not seen Still Alice,
we recommend you step away from your computer.
Yeah. If you do not want spoilers, please stop watching this video right now. Thank you so much for watching thus far, but go and read the book or see the movie and come back to us.
We'll be here.
So yes, spoilery.
So first off, they cut out so much of what the book.
A lot of what they cut out was the psychological stuff. I didn't like that because that's one of the things that I loved about the book was all the psychological aspects and how in-depth Lisa Genova gets into it. Yeah. So they cut out multiple tests that they have Alice do. They cut out her having a support group. Like, her support group was a main part of the book.
Yeah,
like,
and when I was reading the book, I thought that would kind of be leading towards the end that she started this great support group, but they left all that out.
Completely out.
And they left out, the majority of her career.
Which is a huge thing.
Yeah.
Her career is who she was. So in the book, she sticks with her career and she still keeps teaching until she gets to the next semester where her reviews aren't really well. And she kind of tells her advisor, well, I have tenure. I want to stay on as long as I can. So I'm going to keep doing this and this and this.
You don't get a lot of that.
In the movie, she just kind of stops going to work. And another thing with work, they don't put her student, her grad student, in it at all.
Yeah, you don't even know that she has a student.
In the book, she has Dan. She's mentoring Dan through his, grad school career. He's her advisor, and he's not in the movie at all.
Yeah, that was very disappointing. One thing that really irked me, she's not teaching at Harvard in the movie. They changed it to Columbia.
So I was going to look this up. I think I looked it up a little bit, but I couldn't find anything. I don't know if maybe for, copyright issues or whatever, they couldn't, claim to be at Harvard, but
that was something huge in the book. They claim that she's all Harvard. Harvard this, Harvard that.
And she's Columbia.
Yeah, and they only mentioned the college, maybe 3 times in the movie.
Yeah. Another huge thing that I didn't really like was in the book, John, her husband, is a complete and total jerk.
Yeah.
He doesn't accept her illness. He doesn't accept who she is. He doesn't accept any of it. He keeps working. He takes a new job and wants to move. He's just a complete and total jerk.
Yeah.
In the movie, he's still kind of jerkish. He still takes that job.
But he's there for Alice more than what he is in the book.
He's more caring. It's her daughter in the movie that's more of the jerk. in the book, all of her kids are really supporting of her.
Whereas in the movie, that the kids really aren't supportive, especially
Anna.
Anna.
The eldest daughter.
The eldest daughter, yeah, Anna. She is a complete jerk in this movie.
Lydia, Kristen Stewart's character, is probably the only kid that's portrayed, like, spot on from book to movie.
Yeah.
And kind of Tom, because you don't really see much of Tom in the book.
Yeah, Tom's not really mentioned much.
So his character is kind of portrayed well as well.
Another thing that kind of irked me was that Lydia isn't taking classes out in California.
Yeah, instead John's just helping pay for the theater troupe instead of helping pay for classes.
So they kind of rearranged her entire career motives, and she doesn't even apply for college.
Where in the book, that was a huge deal. Like, she was applying to college to make
Alice
her mom
was
happy.
constantly on her case about applying to college. That college will help her get to the next step. No matter what career she goes into, it will help her in the long run some way. Whereas when Alice starts to deteriorate in the movie, Lydia just, like, comes home. She just felt that was the place to be right now.
So one thing, it seems like we're kind of dogging on this a little bit. Like, again, it was a good movie. So one thing that I did like that they changed was while she was giving her Alzheimer's speech, they had her using a highlighter to go across the speech so she wouldn't lose her spot. Whereas in the book, she just kind of gave the speech and, oh, hey, look, it's a miracle. I can follow this piece of paper now, even though I haven't been able to do this for the past 2 months.
That's kind of a well thought out.
Yeah, so that aspect of her speech was done better in the movie, I think.
Yeah, I would agree to that. It just kind of seemed that a lot of moments were just kind of rushed together.
Which is understandable for, you know, movie. They have to kind of cut things and speed things up, but the way they did it wasn't well. It seemed to really, oh, hey, my birthday. Oh, hey, diagnosis. Oh, hey, look, I'm sick. It just kind of bam, bam, bam. Whereas in the book, you really kind of get more backstory and you get a feel for the characters and you get emotionally attached. You don't get emotionally attached in the movie.
In the book also, Alice talks about her mom and her sister a lot. And there's this whole chapter about her going to the graveyard and visiting her parents, whereas in the movie, you don't get much of that. There's not even a graveyard scene. She never visits her parents. The only real thing that they show is like an old photo album that they show her mom and sister and dad.
Surrounds around her father and, oh wait, he was an alcoholic, but maybe he really did have this disorder, and that's who I got it from. Which they didn't even hit on that in the movie at all.
They also didn't really hit on a big significant part, which was the butterfly. The butterfly necklace, the butterflies was very important to this book, and they just know that they did not.
I mean,
touch
she
on that.
wore the necklace throughout the whole thing, and she gave a little bit of background when Lydia asked about it, but that was about it.
Yeah, she really explained what it meant to her and the background about butterflies, but it just fell short.
So the rest of kind of things that we didn't like that they changed was just like little things. Like, she didn't drink as much in the movie as she did in the book. She didn't go to the Christmas party.
They changed Lydia's play from Proof to Angels in America. Theater kids, so I really noticed that one.
Her Alzheimer's speech, Lydia and John weren't there. I don't know why they weren't there, because everyone was there in the book.
John didn't get movies for Alice to help her watch her stories, like she does in the book. There wasn't.
The kids didn't make videos of all of them being, recapping, like going through like how they remember their mom.
John's job is in Minnesota, whereas it was originally in New York.
One thing that really irked me, the questions. Her 5 questions she put in her BlackBerry were different in the movie. Like, they weren't the same. And that really bugged me because the questions were a big deal in the book. And also, that's another thing. Speaking of BlackBerry, they kind of bumped up the timeline of this.
It's not 2003, 2004. It's like...
It's modern day.
Yeah.
Which, is fine for this time. Like, go ahead and make it modern day. I just thought that was kind of funny how she was checking her iPhone and playing Words with Friends instead of checking her BlackBerry because her BlackBerry is huge in the book.
And also, on the video she made, just by searching through folders, and then she watched it to go take the pills.
Whereas in the book, she wrote it.
Yeah. So, that was just a big switch, like, wait, what?
I did kind of like that, though, because that whole scene with her having to go back and replay the video, and then taking her laptop up with her, like, it played out well.
Yeah, it played out well, but...
But it was different.
You get a lot of Skype in this as well.
Yeah, because again, it's modern day and not...
I just realized that. Like, that's a lot of
not 2003.
She didn't email her coworkers that she had Alzheimer's. She just kind of, like Gina said, she just kind of stopped going to work, and
the supervisor
did it. Like, no, that's a personal problem that you have. That's a disease. You want to kind of tell people at your own convenience.
Yeah, it was just a lot of like little things. Like, it seems like we're nitpicking, but this book was so well done that I don't think the movie did it justice.
Yeah, it really didn't. We were so hyped for it and heard so many great things about it, and when we finally saw it, it was like, no.
That being said, Julianne Moore was magnificent, and she did an amazing job with what she was given. It was fantastic. Her portrayal of Alice's brain deteriorating was just spot on. And I know it's hard to kind of put in the movie all of the inside voices and stuff, like showing her deteriorating. So Julianne Moore did a great job with that. So that's about all we have for the video. I've made a blog post, so check that out. It kind of goes more in depth with why I think these things.
Yeah, I think that's all we really have for you right now.
So thanks so much for watching, guys. If you've seen the movie or read the book, let us know in the comments. Like, we'd love to hear other thoughts about it. It's like, are we being too picky? Because it tends to happen.
Yeah, we're very nitpicky.
So, yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. As always, links to everything in the description below.
You know the drill.
And we will see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.